This last weekend, I tried EU4 Multiplayer for the first time ever, and it was awful. I'll walk you through what happened, why I had a bad experience, and what the plans are moving forward. We started off with a pretty chaotic scenario. We had 23 people in the lobby. We were trying to get everyone to join. It's definitely a little hectic. People are screaming. People are throwing soundboards on Discord. You know, it just got a little nuts. But after we got through that, things calmed down. Finally got into the game, and then we started with the first issue. People are lagging behind, so we have a couple players that apparently their computers just can't handle it, which sucks. So we ended up just losing like the Ottomans as a player and losing England because I guess their computers couldn't handle it and they didn't know that ahead of time. It's kind of unfortunate. I decided for my first war I would declare on Burgundy to try to get the land before France did, and to also push France, or rather push Burgundy into the HRE. And it kind of turned into like what I would expect in single player almost, where I declared on him and he declared also. So now we're just like both not ending the war and sitting there with full occupancy, and I'll show you what that looks like. As you can see, I occupy half of Burgundy, France occupies the other half, and I'm kind of just sitting there like, well, now what? Are we just going to sit in this war for all time? Or, yeah, what's the deal, right? So, that would resolve eventually, and I'll show you that in a second. So France finally pieced out and took some stuff, so I decided that, I need to get a little more war score, but I would, basically, eventually I would siege everything out, and I would demand peace. And there you go, just to show you what I took. I basically took a bunch of Burgundy stuff, and this forced Burgundy into the HRE, so I kind of thought the idea was push Burgundy to the HRE, then I'll be in a defensive war. But I also got called into another war right near the end of that war, and it was a war that I was trying to defend Castile for being attacked by Aragon and France. I decided I would start sieging out France as I saw France was in a battle down south. And I got a little greedy here, and I kind of split up my stacks to carpet siege a bit. And this would be a mistake. And it definitely was a big mistake. I'll show you guys what happened. So the AI would find one of my little stacks. So I tried to reinforce the stack. Didn't make it in time. That stack couldn't cancel in time. And I kind of just kept this process going where I just stack wipe my guys because I was trying to reinforce them. And it was just like a whole clusterfuck, right? It wasn't very ideal. Let's just say that, right? I think I finally saved like 8 of the guys or something, right? And I was like, at this point I was like, okay, that was really shitty, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go loans so I can get some mercenaries. And so I'm like, okay, mercenaries, go. Now, I made the unfortunate mistake of putting mercenaries like right there. I should have probably built them in Austria, but hey, this is my first time playing. I was a little nervous. I'm talking for whatever. So I get attacked here, and I got to reinforce my mercenary stack, which was a mistake, I suppose, as I would win that battle, but I would get attacked again, and this caught me off guard, shockingly. I got full stack wiped. Everything's gone. And that's kind of where the campaign, it's kind of where things went bad. But I basically was just like, well, I'm just going to white peace, see if he'll take white peace. Because I don't have any more guys anyways, and I'm completely screwed. And I'm probably going to lose provinces. That's what's going through my mind. But he took white peace, so I was like, okay. I guess that's good. Right? Like, I could have lost a lot more there, but okay. But now I'm like, I'm like panicking. I'm like, I got to build a full army again, right? I can't leave myself undefended. There's animals out here in this multiplayer game. So I take pretty massive loans so I can full build my army. What happened next was a normal war with Bohemia for the restoration of Union, and this wasn't a huge deal. I wasn't able to call my allies in like I normally would, like in a single player game, so I kind of just had to do this by myself, but it wasn't really that big of a deal. You can do it by yourself in the single player as well. So I just kind of did this war as normal. So I would end up taking Prague for myself and unioning Bohemia. Just kind of a normal single-player thing I do so I can get authority from the Great Project. Which probably wasn't the best in multiplayer, but, you know, I thought I was going to be sneaky, right? But then I noticed something. Bankruptcy looming appeared on my screen. And that was a little concerning at this point in the game. So then the curse would happen. My ruler would die, and I would lose the Union on Bohemia. Which, of course, I was thrilled about. Just ecstatic. And my lobby would not agree to all 23 of us press Alt F4 at the same time. I don't know why. I think they're just kind of toxic players or something of that nature. And I would find myself in something like 25 loans, and with bankruptcy looming, I figured I would make a power play. I would lie to the lobby and tell them I accidentally misclicked bankruptcy. And so I would tell them, hey, they just had to wait, right? Like, it was an accident. This is my first time. And I forgot bankruptcy took away your power points, so that's you know, it is what it is, right? But I told the lobby, you know, I would tell them right here. I said, you know, hey, like, misclicked, you know, please don't attack, that sort of thing. You see, Muscovy, he didn't respect my my bankruptcy, right? He didn't you know, he actually took advantage of my misclick, okay, which was extremely rude. So now we've got this super war with France coming to murder me, put me out of my misery. You know, let me just exit the campaign, please. At this point, it's kind of going through my head. I'm you know, I'm already tilted, but now I'm like, I don't even know what to do. I'm bankrupt. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do here? I'm just like, okay, whatever. And I basically just end up white piecing out because I'm like, there's nothing I can do. And this experience was me listening to my alliance block getting destroyed by theirs, mostly because France was helping and I wasn't. So in a way, I took a lot of self-blame because, like, you know, I just let our whole alliance die to Russia and France. And I was the one who was supposed to, you know, match France, and I was bankrupt and tilted. And, you know, it was a whole thing. But I just kept going on for a little bit more. And then comes the icing on the cake. The host at some point crashed. And despite trying to load backups, the game would always corrupt on a certain date. And that would be it. We ended up ending a little bit early. And, you know, at the moment, the tilt was in. And I was like, well, at least thank God. Like, it's over, right? Like, the save corrupting is a blessing. This campaign doesn't have to be continued. Praise be the Pope. I don't know. And man, I wanted to get out of there. Super tilted, frustrated. And, you know, it doesn't help that the save got corrupted. And, you know, that never had any good wars. Basically, I didn't do any, you know, you can see from my gameplay, like, nothing that happened was fun. My interactions with real players was getting stack wiped, white piecing, and then just white piecing because I was bankrupt. Now, I would sum up my experiences this one sentence. Mad, 'cause bad. And jokes aside, I played poorly, things went poorly, I got some bad RNGs with Bohemia. You know, I thought I could get away with bankruptcy, which, like, you know, I couldn't, I suppose, even though, you know, I was like, I'm the content creator, like, they have to, like, you know, be chill that I'm bankrupt, right? Well, apparently they don't have to do that. Now, the point of this video is not to discourage you guys from trying multiplayer. I think I just had a bad experience, and I'm actually trying again next week. And, you know, anyone that wants to be a part of that, you can join the Discord and ask for an invite, and I'm sure you guys can enjoy the experience with me. I really want multiplayer to be fun. I just don't know if it's for me. And that's coming from someone that's like, I'm a very competitive League player. I used to play League. I was a Masters player, so I took it very seriously. And maybe that's part of the problem, is I'm like a sore loser kind of sometimes, right? Like, I'm like, I want to win and I hate being bad. And that's like part of it's hard for me. Like I hate being the new player. Like I want to be the experienced player, and it's just like it can be a little bit of a mess. Anyways, take that as you will. That was my experience for my first time playing multiplayer. And as always, thanks for watching and have a great day.